Filmmaker Mike Bennett and Brayden Olson openly discuss their journey together, forming a deeply moving portrait of Brayden's path to finding his father. The following conversation is an audio journal of their experiences. We hope you enjoy.
So, what do we want out of this trip? Let's just start there. That's a good spot to start.
Let's start why we sat down right now is because you wanted to go to the store to get bone broth, and you started talking about this trip and why we're here. I said, why don't you talk about this on the microphone, because I don't know why we're here.
Yeah, I know exactly why we're here, because after 3 years, we still haven't met Carlos. Well, I have, but you haven't.
I'm starting to feel like maybe this is a big failure.
That's how I feel.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, we both can't feel like that.
Yeah.
We both can't feel
like
that.
No, I don't feel like it's a failure. There's something that happens when you start to get a push of energy and you kind of ride that. And I feel like I'm a bit flat.
Well, there's not much you can do.
I know. There's nothing I can do. But yeah, what do we want out of this trip? Well, the main thing we want is for you to finally sit down with your father and say, hey, I'm your son.
I think, and I told you this, is maybe I have a week until it's the farmer's market again, that I need to sit down and figure out what I want out of it, write it down, and I would like to form a letter that I hand delivered to him, but also introduce myself. That's where my comfort level is at. I think that's the next progression for me that feels like something I'm okay with. Yeah, it's not going to drive me into like a deep anxiety-filled like depression.
But in terms of delivering that letter, you would walk up to him and just hand him a letter?
I'd walk up and say, Carlos, and he would say, yeah, or I don't know what he'd say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he would know instantly.
I do too.
Okay, so...
well, he knows what you look like.
He knows what I look like, so yeah, he would know. I think once I wrote the letter, I would know exactly what to say. I need to tell him how I feel, and
it's hard on the spot.
I can't give him 37 years of emotions. I can't. I mean, no, I need to give him a letter.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it. We should call my mom today.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. At work.
Sorry, I forgot about the time difference. The other thing is I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida now?
I'm in Florida now. Yeah.
What are you doing there?
Well, I'm gonna approach Carlos on Saturday.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
It's a good thing I was sitting down.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I wonder about that. I don't know. It's just like, that's a big thing.
It is a big thing. But you know what? I need to get on with my life with Allison, and I can't do it unless I close this chapter out.
Yeah, well, that's good. Do you know if he's going to be there on Saturday?
Oh, he's there. Yeah, he's there.
Okay, well, you'll have to let me know how that goes.
I mean...
Is somebody with you?
Well, I mean, Mikey's with me, but he's not.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. But
okay.
I'm going to do it myself, but just so you know, whatever happens, that chapter is closed out for me. I'm not... Okay. I'm going in a way that's like, that whatever happens, I am happy. It's done, so that's pretty cool. So
that is cool.
Yeah.
Happy for you. It'll be a good thing just to get past that. Just, close the book.
Yeah, and then the ball's in his court. And if he doesn't want to know anything more about me or anything like that, that's his loss. I mean, I don't care.
Totally his loss.
Yeah, it's time to grow up.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm gonna write him a letter and tell him how I feel and tell him that do whatever you want. This is me coming to terms with my stuff. I hope you come to terms with your stuff, and that's it.
I said, tell him I said hi.
No, I'm not going to do that because it's about me.
I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I would never say that. That would be so awkward after 30-something years.
After this, after I do this, you're welcome to go give the address, and you can go down there and make your own piece, I'm not going to talk about you at all because I think that
was not about me. It's about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no desire. I would never go down there.
I'm just telling you, after this, I'm resolved and I'm healed and I feel great.
Okay. Awesome. I'm happy for you, Brayden. I'm glad Mikey's there with you, too.
Yeah, me too. It's nice hanging out with him.
Yeah. Tell him I give him a hug. I miss him.
I miss you too. I mean, I don't know if I'll feel better or feel worse, but it'll be over, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
I've done all I can do.
Yeah, you have.
And you've done all you can do, so what, you know,
Yes.
I guess we'll see what happens, huh?
Will you let me know? No, you don't
Of
have to let me know
course,
Saturday.
yeah.
Just let me
No,
know
yeah,
when we
no,
get a chance.
I'll let you know. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, I love you. I'll be thinking of you on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't have to worry because I'm fine.
Yeah. No, I'm not worried. It's just very emotional for me, too. It's been a
I
long
know.
time for me, too.
Yeah, well.
You know? Yeah. Oh, well. All right. Well, keep me posted.
I will, yeah.
Okay. Well, I love you very much. I'll be thinking of
too.
you and be here to support you if you need to talk. Whatever you need, I'll be around.
Okay.
Just call me. Okay. I love you.
I love you too.
All right.
All right,
Bye.
A lot has happened.
I think the interesting thing for me, which I hadn't thought about, was this, when you were talking to your mum, you completing your own journey and that it didn't matter anymore and that you nearly felt sorry for this other person. Mm-hmm. Like you felt sorry for him. Mm-hmm. Like if he can't get through this, then he's way more fucked than I am.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe he's already through it.
I highly doubt that. He's been living in a lie for so long.
It's only a lie if you believe it, though. That's why I might think he might just be like, I don't have a son, I don't know what you're talking about. And then at that point, I'm done.
I couldn't imagine he could do that, but
if he did, he has. He is.
Yeah, I guess.
He told you he doesn't have a son. So, like, maybe he's just living his own lie.
Yeah, we can play that old clip.
Never had, you know why I never had kids? Why? I never got married either. I've been single forever. Because kids age you. Right. Make you old. Scientifically, you know? Right. If you talk to the scientists, kids make you old. Right. You know? They fucking eat your life away.
But you have a young spirit.
Yeah, that's why I have no kids, and don't call me grandpa. No, I don't have kids.
Right.
Father, I have no kids. I don't want to have kids.
Even the way he spoke to me, like I'm a stranger. He barely knows me, and he's
so it's on the top of his mind.
Yeah, like he's telling me he doesn't have a child, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know you. I'm here to look at crystals. So clearly, it's a huge amount of guilt that just sits with him constantly within his soul.
That's your hypothesis?
Yeah, and I think you're right. Everyone has like a movie projector on top of their heads, projecting whatever narrative they want.
I like that.
Well, that's just how it is. What you need to realize is it's your projection of how you think you're meant to live life. It's not. It's also not the truth. It's not. You shouldn't even trust your mind, really.
Yeah.
You should trust what's in your heart and stomach, but not the mind. You use your mind to cross the road and not get hit by a car, but...
Who told you all this?
You do enough therapy. Anyway, how you feeling?
I just want to sleep.
Sort of sleep through this so you never have to do it.
Yeah. I think it said, like, maybe my mom will be healed a bit from me being over this.
Yeah, like we said, I think...
But I still think that she will never be. I mean, the first thing she said to me, like, what a bad taste, like, tell him I said hi. That's the first thing she said to me.
I said, tell him I said hi.
No, I'm not going to do that because it's about me.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
No,
kidding.
you're not.
Yes, I am. I would never say that. That would be so awkward after 30-something years.
Told you. First thing she'll say, tell him I said hi.
Like, girl, he wasn't serious. Of course she was. You don't say things like that unless you're serious. You say, oh my God, Brayden, you got this. She gave no support. You got this. You can do it. You're amazing. No, she's not, dude. She wants to know how it is. She wonders what he looks like. She wonders what he's doing. That's my mom, dude.
She knows what he looks like now.
I'm just telling you.
Anyway,
I'm telling you how it is. She's more concerned about herself.
And then she's like, I'm just kidding. I'm like, what? It's a really bad joke.
But I don't know. I also think you take it...
I think I take things probably too
personally because it hurts so much for you. But yeah, I hope she gets some sort of peace from it.
Yeah.
She was just trying to get it resolved herself.
She was. It had really nothing to do with me.
You know, you love your life and you're pregnant and he just disappears at 8 months pregnant. Like, that's full on.
Yeah.
Full on. She didn't ask for child support. She didn't do all that stuff. She just took it on the chin and got on with it.
She did, yeah.
Which is like hardcore for a single mother. But again, it's more about you. And it's cool that you've got to the point where you've like climbed this mountain and then you can also just resolve it within you, no matter what the outcome is.
Yeah. Like, truly, what's the plan?
Okay, so there's a market with many different vendor stalls, and Carlos has a vendor stall within, let's say, an aisle, right? 25 different vendor stalls in this long aisle. And we normally sit 30, 40 feet away from him at this little tiki bar, and we spy.
Colombian bar.
We spy on him. We can see him from a distance, and we think he can't see us, but he might have seen us. It's our buffer zone.
We've only done that 3 times.
I know, but it's weird. It's like we're in the green zone.
Yeah.
And we can't get hurt
So
there.
tomorrow I'm going to cross over
You're going into the hot zone.
enemy lines.
Yeah, enemy lines.
Behind enemy lines.
That could be the
That should be the name of this episode.
podcast. Yeah, behind enemy lines. I'll write that down now.
Just this episode.
Yeah.
Or last night when you left to go to your party and I decided to stay home, I was thinking different ways to approach him. Like very casual. Like trying to disarm a bomb before you even know if there's a bomb there, you know? I mean, there's so many scenarios to play out that you can't really nail it down, but it would be nice if I had just something to come out of my mouth if I couldn't think of anything. And I think like something along the lines of like, I'm coming here with like no ill will and I'm curious.
Yeah, I guess when we went, remember when we talked to his partner, the morning of, we had to rehearse so much what you were going to say to her. And
Yeah, so
we
this
got
is
it down
totally
to,
different.
this is really awkward.
Okay, we did do
Remember?
this before.
This is, I can play the clip.
I've never had this where I just can't remember anything. Look, this is weird. I don't want to be here, and I'm very scared that Carlos, I doubt.
But essentially you said, yeah, this is really awkward. I don't know how to say this, but I think Carlos is my dad. Like, we got it down to something that simple. And so...
Well, maybe I'll write this down right now.
I like the idea of like
A come in peace just sounds like one of those
You don't need
t-shirts that from like Zoomies like in the 90s.
I don't think you need to say...
Take me to your dealer.
Yeah. I don't think you need to say, I come in peace. I think you just go, hey, do you know who I am?
See, that sounds crazier to me. What about like, oh, I was really curious to meet you?
Yeah, sure. That's good.
I think walking up to him and saying I was really curious to meet you could work.
Yeah, and seeing you in person.
I'm just banking that he knows who I am.
Oh, I have no doubt that when you get within 5 feet of him and he locks eyes with you, that something insane's going to happen. She took a photo of you and sent it to him, his partner. So he knows what you look like.
What if he like tries to fight me or something?
No, he's not. He doesn't have that energy. He's not that guy.
Really?
What, he's going to fight you selling hippie crystals? That just goes against everything he's trying to do.
I just don't know what he's going to do.
What did you find were the main things that were coming up for you?
Where do you begin, you know? Annoyed,
Right, so frustration.
distracted, angry,
Yeah, I mean, they're all pretty...
confused,
Yeah, makes sense.
curious,
Mm-hmm.
a pressure to finish this. And then I said I miss my wife. But then I also said I feel this way not at Carlos, just with the situation. Things I want. Recognition that I am his son from Carlos.
Yeah, fair enough.
To say hello, to not be intimidated.
So approaching him on your own terms, as your own person, not being looked down upon.
Yeah, but then also I don't know, not sure if I care.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But then I feel like the not caring, that's just a defense mechanism.
But I truly don't think I could leave right now and I'd be fine. Okay, let me just continue because I think it'll make more sense. Because I was trying to figure out how I feel because I don't know how I feel. I'm afraid of the physical act of walking up to him. Just like going down that aisle and walking up, that's going to be the scariest 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it would be terrifying.
And then his response. I mean, to have complete rejection in public and whatever would ensue if he goes ballistic, that would be pretty traumatizing.
I mean, if that guy can't give you the time of day, then yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Things I'd like him to know about me. My work, my feelings about the situation, my knowledge about the situation, what I was told growing up, in parentheses, nothing, where I live, my relationship with my mom, my wife and her life, my hobbies, my interests, my ailments, and my relationship with my grandfather, who he has met.
Why was that coming up?
Grandfather was my father figure.
Okay. And why do you feel the need to tell Carlos that?
Because it was just, that's part of my life.
Uh-huh.
I was very close to him. All right, things I'd like to know about him. His childhood, his roots, his hobbies, his interests, his beliefs, his goals, his outlook on the world, his favorite food, music, and movies, why he lives in Florida, his family, and I'd like to know medical.
Yeah, that seems to have come up constantly with you.
I don't know why.
You keep asking about medical history.
Yeah.
Do you feel morbid or something?
I feel like I'm always sick. So
Right.
I need to know if, like, you know, I'm dying or something. Okay. Things I don't want. Conflict, drama, stress. To talk about what happened unless he feels the need, because that doesn't bother me. I have no guilt in what happened. It had nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want a father figure. I don't want a friend. I don't want a close relationship. I don't want any expectations, and I don't want to place any guilt on him. Like, I'm not going in there looking for a father. Do you know what I mean?
No, but you have said it would be cool to come to Florida on a friend level.
Sure, but I'm not. I guess things I don't want. I guess I'm not looking for. I wrote a best friend. I'm not looking for a best friend. Not so. I don't need to talk to him every week. Maybe 6 phone calls a year. You know?
I think you said cordial.
Cordial. Yeah.
Sorry.
Just like a cordial recognition of, I don't know, of something.
Yeah.
Things I want. Resolve. Cordial recognition. To say hello, to let him know how I feel, and to truly leave in his hands and feel resolve, and to be done with this chapter of before. So so everything else is just after.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's up to him. I mean, and I don't want to be like my mother of writing this guy a letter once a year, because that's what she did. It's like, you got to just...
We don't know if she wrote it once a year or once every 5 years.
At what point do you just give up on someone?
Yeah, and you're right. You've gone full circle at that point.
There's nothing more I can do.
Once those words come out of your mouth in person...
Well, I don't know if it's going to come out in person. It's going to come out in a letter.
Whatever. As soon as you approach him and that moment in time is over, then it is kind of over for you. It is in his court.
I mean, I might say a few things. I might say some of these like more important things, like, look, I'm not looking for a father. I'm not looking for a best friend. I'm not really looking for anything other than to just say hello. And, you know, was kind of intimidating to come up and do this. So there's some stuff I wanted. If you care to know more, here's a letter. If not, burn it. I don't give a shit. It's in your hands, and that's it. And I don't want to say something condescending like, I'm sure I'll never hear from you again, because that would piss me off if someone said that.
Yeah.
I would just say the lines are open, and I have no no, even that's kind of rude. I have no...
yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
I have no hard feelings.
Yeah.
And you could call me or not, you know, it's up to you. I now have resolve. If you're ever looking for resolve, you have my number. And that's it. He'll never call.
You never know. I have no idea, really.
I think I do need to tell him a few of these things that are like bullet points. I think of like, you know, I was never told anything. My mom never told me anything. I don't have the best relationship with my mother. I'm not looking for a dad. I'm not looking for anything. Short and sweet.
Yeah, I'm just trying to resolve this for me.
For me, you know, and that's it.
You've done as much as you can possibly do at that point.
I think telling him that would be, wow, I talked to my dad and he knows where I stand, and then if anyone ever asks like, oh, like, do you have a dad? Like, if my dad ever comes up in conversation, oh, where do your mom and dad live? I'd be like, then I can say my dad lives in Florida and he wants nothing to do with me.
Right. As opposed to like, I have no idea where my dad lives.
Yeah,
or where
he lives in Florida. I know what he does. We don't talk. I say what happened. I go, I don't know. He just doesn't want to be a dad.
And you know,
and that's fine.
You roughly know his story, I guess, after that. Like before, you knew nothing. You didn't even know what he looked like.
Yeah, exactly. A lot has happened.
Oh, I know.
But it doesn't feel like it's over.
I think in that moment, it will feel over. I think. Yeah,
it would just be a bummer if he just still wanted nothing to do. It would just be like, I guess I don't understand how someone could be like that.
Yeah, you and me both.
You know what I mean? Like, how can you just... I think
everyone's so complex and different. You and I can't understand that.
I'm not a sociopath, but maybe he's
not either. Is it sociopath, or is it just a different form of someone's brain? You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. It's complex.
What if he grew up like that and he's holding it against me because that's how he was raised? You know what I mean?
I think...
What if it's like, well, my dad did it to me, so you'll be fine. Happened to me.
I turned out okay.
It's not a big deal. Like, you're being like...
Yeah,
bitch,
maybe.
You know, it could be something like that too. Like, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think that's totally plausible that could be the case.
Because the other thing I could do, which I'm not going to, but you could just be like, I'm gonna keep coming back here every year until you answer some questions for me. But not that I want to do that, but I'm saying that there is other routes. You know, you're like, please God, we're not coming back every year.
No, not at all. I just think like it's such a delicate dance with him. It's clearly a huge amount of guilt on him too, and you're right, maybe this was done to him by his father in Brazil, and that's how he's ended up in America. But to pressure someone in that state, that my gut would be that they're going to retreat even further away from you as a natural defense mechanism for themselves.
All right, well, that's a start. And I also want to do it extremely sober.
Yeah.
No drinking, no marijuana, no cocaine.
Who's doing that on like a Saturday morning anyway?
I mean, it would be easy to do it, you know. Maybe not cocaine, but like to have a drink and be like, okay, I feel, you know. But I just don't. I just want to be totally sober.
Yeah,
you
of
know
course.
what I mean?
I think if you did that and then let him talk, you know what I mean? Pause, let him say something.
I just don't know what he's gonna.
And
say.
then you've got the letter.
Well, my letter is basically it's like just a bunch of words on paper, and I need to maybe refine it. Because I think it would scare him to show him like the ramblings of what I wrote down, you know.
I think the letter should be like secondary.
Yeah.
Like you just have it on you in your hand. Also, it's more for you. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of that interaction, you could just leave it with him. Mm-hmm. Did it come easily?
Yeah,
it did.
But I wrote 2 different versions.
And what was the differences?
It's sort of like one long version that need to be incorporated into one letter. Do you want me to read some of it?
Sure.
I just don't know if it's appropriate. Okay, so this is something along the lines of I would write him. There's not even a hello, okay? Just closing out and resolving this chapter for myself. Your ending can be whatever you want. I hope you can also come to peace and understanding. Life is short. I hope you have had no regrets. I think we are similar. I have always felt different. Understanding you from a distance has filled in pieces of me. I wish you all of the best energy and times in the world. Nothing is impossible, even to have a friendship at this stage. But if not, then at least you know your DNA carries on, and I will as well. Take care, Carlos.
That's a great letter.
And then I wrote more about myself, and I said, you don't need to respond, but I am so curious. I place no bad will, guilt, or anger. I was never told about the situation or really anything about you. It was never spoken of. I just recently began exploring this area of my life. And then I said, you must be curious. Would love to answer any questions you might have, but also I'm not offended if you don't want to engage. I respect your decision either way, but I must say that I am most people's favorite person. And then I said, ha ha, take care, Carlos.
Yeah, I think they're both great.
Just like combining those two together.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how could you get mad at it? It's just,
like, I mean,
it's like disarming and like, okay, he's cool. That would resolve it for me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, I feel good. Here you go. Now it's up to you, and your ending can be whatever you want. But this is my ending. Even if he doesn't read it, I have to be okay with that. I can't make him read something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the hardest for me, looking, like zooming out and looking at the situation. Like, I never thought of that. Like, that would hurt you the most. Mm-hmm. Just because it would.
And I don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to win this battle. I'm going to go and I'm going to leave this as a review on his store. Like, because that's just like petty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're bigger than that.
Yeah, but also I would love to.
I know. I mean, I think that's the normal human trait, is like you go into that defense mode straight away. Mm-hmm. But that letter's beautiful. You can't force someone to like communicate with you or read your letter, and it hurts to accept that someone would not communicate with you when it's so easy to communicate with someone.
It just needs to just read it.
Yeah.
That's why I almost just want to hand him the letter in front of me and not say anything, and he reads it, and then it's like, I know he read it because I watched him read it. Here, read this, and I watch him read it. I'm done. I don't have to say anything.
He's not going to read it in front of you. There's no way.
I think he would. I think because you'd be like, who's this guy and what's this letter? Of course he's going to start reading it. And then if he stops reading it, I'll say, I was just curious. If you don't want to read the letter, that's your decision. So that's what I have to figure out between today and tomorrow.
Do you want him to read the letter in front of you?
Yeah. So that I know he read it. So that I know there's no questions about if he knows how I feel, or, he read the letter. I saw him read it. Otherwise, I think for the rest of my life, I'll wonder if he read the letter.
Yeah, and that will fucking eat you up.
It will. Unless I'm just done with it, but I can say I'm done with it, but like, am I done with it?
Because I know your mum must have gone mad in that process of writing him letters and never getting a response, never knowing if he
that's why I'm like, I'm going to
them.
hand deliver my... I think a letter's good, but I don't think I could stand in front of him and read this. I just think that's a lot to say to someone you've never met, like right off the bat. But I guess I'm saying it with a letter, but if he cuts me off, I'm going to lose I won't be able to... Maybe I could shorten that up a bit,
It's pretty short. It's pretty concise, and I think it's beautiful.
So yeah, it's not really a letter. It's like I hand him this one page, and I'm like, I just was curious to meet you. I don't know. So all day long, I'm going to be thinking about that, I guess, of how to do this. But I really don't want to think about that all day long.
There just isn't a specific way you can do it. Like, you know what I mean? There's no like right or wrong.
I really don't want to go online and look up how to do it, because I don't think that there's a universal answer.
Yeah.
It's different for everyone.
Again, I would be trusting your inner instincts.
I know the easiest thing to do would just be like, hey, look, I was really curious to meet you. Here, and then like hand him the letter and see if he reads it in front of me and see what he says. And then if he reads it, great. That's what I wanted. If he doesn't read it, where a conversation is going to start, whether it's get out of here or I don't know. There will be a conversation, whether it's words or, I don't know. It's not going to be like in an envelope. It's just going to be on a piece of paper, right?
Or you're not going to put it in an envelope?
No, I'm just going to hand it to him. I don't have time for him to sit there and open it. You know what I mean? He can put it in an envelope after if he wants. That's up to him.
Yeah, I just do exactly what you just said. Hey, I'm curious. I wanted to meet you. Leave it at that. And then say, I'm Brayden.
And then hand him this 2 pieces of paper here. That's what I would feel most comfortable with as far as like relying on what I've already written down and just be able, I can say my name and I can say I'm curious. That's easy. Not easy, but I think I just have to do it and then just see what happens. It's like throwing a match on like something and maybe it's going to light on fire. Maybe you throw another match on it. I don't know. But I'm going to light the match. I'm going to throw it. I'm going to see what happens.
You're going to torch the whole place down.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, well, that's a good spot to pause for now. And maybe we'll do another update tomorrow morning, or maybe we won't. But it's all coming to a finale. All right. I'm signing off there. Okay.